I'm Robert Pattinson, and things bother me. Like, the suburbs bother me. And Lamont, it's like, I like Starbucks, and where's the Starbucks? There's no Starbucks, there's no, what is it called, Panera Bread, and it's like, really, are you in the suburbs, the countryside, or are you in the city? I mean, pick one and stay with it. Since the building of the I&M Canal, the churches of Lamont have had a large influence on the community, and without them, Lamont would not be the same. The churches have led Lamont to be culturally diverse and have thus made it the village of faith.
Here you run into people you see all the time. When you drive down the street, you see people all the time.
Lamont, as I said earlier, I think a great sense of community, and a large part of that I think has to do with the churches here in Lamont.
1960s time frame that they first started building the canal, and a lot of the I think reason that you hear most people coming to the United States, a big element is religious persecution. You know, the freedom to be able to really follow your own religion and to worship issues.
Since the building of the I&M Canal, the Lamont area has grown tremendously, and along with it so have the parishes. And in many ways, the parishes and the different church communities have really been able to bring the area together as just one unified community. They've helped to unite the area.
My great-great-grandfather was probably one of the early founding parishioner, actually, at St. Cyril's, one of the many. And they came and worked on the quarries and just grew their families. All of their children came here as well and have stayed. So there was a church for every nationality. There were 3 Catholic churches, but the Polish had their church, the Germans had their church, the Irish had their church.
Well, I think the significance of the churches in Lamont, it's got everything to do with the history of Lamont. When this area was originally being settled, the different immigrants that came from Poland and Ireland and Germany, each wanted their own church, because I'm sure masses were said in their traditional way, in their traditional language.
When we first came to Lamont, I was astounded by the number of churches that were here, and I found later that each one of those churches represented a different nationality. And these migrant workers that came here over the years built their churches according to their faith and belief, and over the years these churches have continued to prosper within the different communities of Lamont, as well as allowing newcomers such as ourselves to become part of the Lamont community. So when I think of Lamont, as I said earlier, I think a great sense of community, and a large part of that I think has to do with the churches here in Lamont.
Lamont is known as a village of faith, so therefore without the churches, Lamont just would not be the same, because it's the churches over the history of time that have made it what it really is today.
I think the reason that Lamont is so important to me is that not only is the tradition of my family having been here for 7 generations, and knowing that these are the same streets that my great-grandparents walked, and my grandparents and my parents. My parents went to the schools, my grandparents went to the schools. So it's almost as if you walk into the ghosts of the past, but they're people that you know and love, and so it makes you feel closer to them to be here.
And everything is going to the beat. And everything is going to the beat. And everything is going to...
Of leaving Lamont. I'm born here, raised here, die here, and I think when you leave Lamont and you come back home is when you feel the most comfortable. It's you've been away, you've seen other places, and this is still home. And you cannot beat the view over the bridge when you come across and you see all the churches on the hill and the hills and the character of the town and the community is just a fabulous place to be.
St. Cyril's, St. Alfonso's, St. Patrick's. 3 churches, 1 town. There's one God, people. Pick one! Bothered! Ah!